What's going on, guys? I want to talk to you about a pretty controversial subject, and that is cardio. It's not as controversial as nutrition here on YouTube, but cardio takes a close second because there's a lot of people out there who have been beating it up like crazy for like the last decade. And not just the steady state cardio where we see people ruining their metabolisms by, getting on a treadmill or an elliptical and going the same pace every single day. I'm also talking about people who will say that high intensity interval training and doing metabolic conditioning is bad for you. So I want to go into this, I want to parse this out a little bit, and I want to come to a truth. Um, and the first thing is this: why do people think cardio is bad for you? Well, the first reason is because of those long distance, slow death marches that we see people going on. In fact, if you do those long distance, slow death marches too much, they can be really bad for you, right? They can ruin your metabolism. They can cause higher levels of inflammation. And if you ever read the book Beyond Training by Ben Greenfield, he goes into triathlete training from the 1990s, and he talks about how a lot of these guys were dropping dead like flies because of all the death marches they were doing, all the long distance, steady state stuff they were doing, along with the really high carbohydrate diets they were taking in. They were combining to cause higher levels of inflammation, which led to heart disease. Um, for most average people, you're not going to get to that level. But what can happen for men and women is, one, you get more efficient at the exercise, so you burn less and less calories. Two, you, particularly in women, you can slow down your production of thyroid hormone, and that could make it harder and harder to burn fat. And then three, you can also cause higher and higher levels of inflammation that are going to affect your joints, going to affect your body, going to affect your health, could give rise to various autoimmune disorders and create brain fog. So, a lot of times, and I'll say this, I see a lot of physique athletes, the way they train, particularly bikini girls and men's physique athletes, but I've also seen bodybuilders do this. They get these plans where they're on very low calories, very low fat, very low carbohydrates, high levels of protein, and they do like these 2-hour cardio sessions a day to force their bodies to burn fat, and get that last little bit down, and then they look great on the day of the show, and then for 3 to 6 months after the show, you see them blow up. This happens a lot with the bikini girls. I've seen off-season bikini girls who are like 50 pounds heavier than their stage weight. Same thing with bodybuilders, but it's really astounding when you see the bikini girls like that, and it's ruining them, ruining their metabolisms. Because when you're on like a 900 to 1200 calorie a day diet and you're doing steady state cardio all the time, when you're not doing 3 hours on the step mill a day anymore, and you're not only eating 900 calories a day, anything you do to your body is going to make it blow up because your body wants to survive. It thinks it's about to starve again, and that can seriously inhibit fat burning. So we know that doing too much steady state cardio is probably bad for you, right? And again, for those of us who aren't triathletes, it could also, again, raise levels of inflammation that can hurt you. But what about cardio in general? And this is going to be actually a controversial blanket statement, but it's something that I believe, and that is that every single human being, if you have a healthy metabolism, and you're active and you're trying to build muscle and you're trying to become more capable and you are trying to look better and you're trying to live a long, healthy, and happy life, every single human being should be incorporating some cardio into their routines. Not a long death march every day. Maybe not even doing any form of cardio every day, but you should be doing, getting your heart rate up at least 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, and you should be doing some sort of movement every single day. Now, let me describe what I'm talking about. My idea of a cardio protocol, and this wouldn't apply to all of you, but it would apply to a lot of you, would be doing some form of steady state cardio twice a week, right? So typically when I do it, I'll do it on Wednesdays and Saturdays, right? And the benefit there is that you're still going to get the benefits of doing the slow distance stuff. The slow distance stuff isn't all encompassingly bad for you. It's just bad for you if you do too much of it. To say that you shouldn't be doing long slow distance stuff at all is to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It can actually help to increase endurance. It can help to clear your mind, make you feel really good. In fact, I reserve my writing sessions for after my long, slow distance running sessions, because I feel my brain feels better. I can think better. 2, so doing long, slow distance, steady state, whatever it is, twice a week. I do 2 or 3 high intensity interval training sessions a week, right? So what is that? That's where I will do a metabolic conditioning session or a Metcon. That's where I will do, I will roll jujitsu. That's where I will do sprints. That's where I'll do kettlebell complexes. That's where I will do barbell complexes. And I do these things because they vary my heart rate a lot. They increase my work capacity, which allows me to do more in the gym, allows me to get through my workouts quicker. Because I have a higher work capacity, I can do my sets quicker. I don't have to recover so much on the. I just have to wait for my ATP cycle to finish up, and I can get right back into the next set. So that makes me a more capable human being because I do high intensity interval training as part of my general physical preparedness. Allowing myself to become more useful as a human being. So I do a lot of high intensity interval training sessions, and that's always benefited me a lot. And I think that everybody should be incorporating some aspect of high intensity interval training in their day. And if you want to know more about what that is, I've been putting a lot of those types of workouts up on the Warrior Solo Goji. If you join the free newsletter and the free Facebook group, but 3, and this is going to seem really weird to a lot of you, but it's probably going to be the most beneficial thing I can tell you, is moving as much as possible. Now, this isn't necessarily cardio, but every hour doing a mini workout. And so every hour I'm sitting at my computer, I'll get up and I'll do 50 squats, or I'll do 10 to 20 burpees, or I'll do 20 push-ups, and I'll work those little micro workouts into my day throughout the day. And the reason that I do that is to keep my blood sugar level, right? The biggest thing that I get scared of is somebody who has an autoimmune disease, who has a tendency, a family history of high blood sugar and diabetes, is that I'm not regulating my insulin. And so if I'm allowing my blood sugar to vary a lot throughout the day, then what can happen is I'll end up producing more and more insulin. So normally what I will do is I will, get up every hour, right, just to keep my blood sugar lower to a state, a steady state that's not going to cause insulin response. I will get up and I'll do squats, I will do push-ups, I'll do burpees, regardless of where I am. I keep a kettlebell over here in my office so I can get some kettlebell swings in. So I'll do that every hour. And then after I eat every single day, I go out and I walk for 15, 20 minutes, a really good walk. And that helps, again, to lower my blood sugar. So regardless of who you are, you could all benefit from this. If you're building muscle, you could benefit from keeping your blood sugar level and lowering your insulin response. If you're trying to burn fat, that could be equally beneficial to you. And the reason why it's good for you, whether you're trying to build muscle or burn fat, is because at the end of the day, what we're really talking about is how efficient your body is at storing the nutrition you're putting into your body. So that means having a good response to the hormone insulin and not becoming overly resistant to it, and helping our metabolism. So whether you're building muscle or trying to burn fat, helping your metabolism is going to be good for you. So again, 2 steady state cardio sessions a week, 2 or 3 high intensity interval training sessions a week. These be about 30 minutes long, where or it could be anywhere from 4 to 30 minutes long if you're doing Tabatas and things like that. But including things like sprints, barbell complexes, interval training, Tabata circuits, things like that. Doing that about 3 times a week, along with my lifting sessions, and then every day working in physical activity through micro workouts. Every hour getting up and doing something, and then every time after I eat, going out for a walk and leveling out that blood sugar. That's my protocol. And for all of you who are thinking about how you might incorporate cardio into your own lives, my biggest piece of advice is this: just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Realize that there can be some benefit to it, and try it out. Try moving more. Just try getting out more. It doesn't mean you have to go train for a marathon. It just means that you got to get out and move and enjoy the sun sometimes. I don't know. Hope that wasn't too confusing. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit me up. Peace.